Hola, and welcome to Spain Impossible. If you're new to the channel, hey, thank you for showing up today. Hit the subscribe, give me a like, punch the old thumbs up there. We always love comments down in the comment section. So today, I'm going to talk about why Spain. I've never set foot in Spain, so why is a guy like me going to move from the US to Spain? And that's what we're going to talk about today, guys. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I am going to talk about what it is about Spain that makes me a US citizen, been here all my life, born in Chicago, lived in the Great White North of the United States my whole life. Why Spain? Never been there? Well, there's a lot of things that make Spain attractive. One of those is healthcare costs and quality. It would cost us a lot less to have first-class healthcare in Spain. We have healthcare in the United States, don't get me wrong, but we pay through the nose for it, and that doesn't include, what my wife's employer contributes on our behalf. And it's absolutely ridiculous. And some of the prescription prices are way out of control. If you guys are in the US, you know what I'm talking about when it comes to healthcare costs. So the second thing about Spain is lifestyle. A slower pace, just more focus on family, community, being healthy, working to live, not living to work like we do here in the US. So that attracted me to it. In my old age, now that my son will be out of high school in 2027, I want to be somewhere, number one, where it's warm. Number two, I want someplace that's got, give or take 300 days of sunshine a year, because if you know the north of the US, it's very gray and very bleary, and I would hazard a guess that we get maybe 70 days of like full sunshine a year, and that's just not enough. I mean, you deal with the seasonal affective disorder. I don't care what they call it. When you lock yourself inside for 4 or 5 months at a time and you just don't see the sun that often, and the only thing you leave the house for is to go to work and yada, da, 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 that's not what I'm looking for now that I'm going to be 55 in 2027. I want sunshine, palm trees, access to the coast, beaches. So that's one of the big things that attracted me to Spain. A third thing is I'm a history buff, but let's kind of call it empire history. Egyptian Empire, if you want to go way back, Roman Empire, Greek Empire, the historical empires. And I love old buildings. So where else can you find old buildings than in Europe for the most part? So that could mean anywhere. That could mean Spain. That could mean Italy. That could mean Greece. There's other great countries in Europe too that, we could easily go to. But remember, we're dealing with the 300 days of sunshine, palm trees, beaches. So that kind of leaves us to Italy, Spain, Greece, maybe Albania. So I had these choices in Europe, and travel in Europe is so much different than it is here in the States. I mean, from Spain on the Costa del Sol, there's Malaga Airport. So you can take flights from Malaga Airport to just about anywhere in Spain, anywhere in Europe, excuse me. Yeah, of course you can fly to anywhere in Spain, but you can't get anywhere in Europe, you know. But no, you can fly anywhere in Europe. So if I want to go spend some time in Italy, say Rome or Sicily or, you know, Naples or Venice or wherever, I can do those things, you know, for a long weekend. If I want to go to Greece, where my wife was born, her father was in the Navy. Not that she's a Greek citizen, but they happened to be stationed in Greece when she was born. You know, and see Athens and all of the other great things that are in Greece, Crete, you know, and also it would be a very short hop to get to Egypt and go see the pyramids and, you know, the Valley of the Kings and things like that. So it's a better base. And also, my wife and I love to cruise. So there's Barcelona. All we got to do is get to Barcelona and get on a boat. It takes less than a few hours to get there. So all of these things, you know, along with just understanding for myself that growing old in the US is not what I want to do. I have had my fair share of time with nursing homes and things like that, and it's just not, you know, they take everything if you need nursing care. So you've worked all your life and now you need nursing care. You've got dementia or, you know, Alzheimer's, or, you know, you've got some health challenges and you can't live on your own anymore and your family won't take you in. They basically take everything. You're left broke and destitute. Good thing you're going to go on the ground soon. But aside from that, it's like, why? You know, over in Spain, there's public health care. And when you get to the age and you need that care and, you know, you've paid into those things through Spanish Social Security and stuff like that, and becoming a resident and paying your taxes, and that stuff's taken care of. So, but I've never set foot in Spain, you say. Of course, that's, you know, I've never been to Europe before. I've been outside of the U.S. We've been on many cruises. We've been to many Caribbean islands, and believe me, all of those were on the list. Thailand was on the list. Malaysia was on the list. Vietnam was on the list. Singapore was just kind of like oh yeah, maybe. No, it's very expensive. Mexico was on the list. Panama, Ecuador, Costa Rica. So I had all these countries in mind. I've done research on all of these countries. And why Spain? Because no matter what other country I was researching, including Italy and Greece, including Albania, you know, similar climates, similar areas, similar cost of living, similar lifestyle in the Mediterranean, I kept coming back to Spain. I don't know, I'm drawn to Spain. And there are a few towns that I've got on my hit list in the Costa del Sol. I'm not really naming names or calling anything out in particular because I haven't visited them in person. But we are going to be doing a Spain trip. Well, depending on how YouTube goes. So, you know, subscribe and like and comment to help me push this out to more people so that maybe, you know, I've got my video about debt. I've got my video about how I'm losing 100 pounds in a year. And that's what this channel's about, is moving to Spain, losing 100 pounds and getting out of debt in order to move to Spain. And so if you guys help me out with a subscribe and a like and, you know, maybe a comment, maybe you would like me to cover a topic, and I'll do my darndest to pick that up and put it on the list and go, all right, let's cover that topic. So that pushes it out that tells the YouTube algorithm, hey, maybe there's something interesting here for other people, and it pushes it out to more people. And then YouTube has this thing called AdSense that I might be able to make, you know, a little bit of money from AdSense and help with the debt payoff, and also help finance a trip to Spain so that we can go over there and look. be on the ground, boots on the ground, just walking around and checking things out. And after I've had the opportunity to do that, then yeah, there's going to be a definite area. But I've probably got about 3, maybe 4 towns that are on the list that when we do make the trip to Spain, we're going to go boom, 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 boom at all 4 of those. And then we're going to decide on one of the 4 for where we're actually going to land once we get into Spain, once we actually move there and we've got our visas figured out, which is also going to be a part of this. Like, this channel is going to cover everything. So all of the steps that need to be taken between, hey, I got a great idea, or maybe you want to call it a dream, that I want to move to Spain. So I'm going to walk through everything, like everything. So what visa and how to qualify for it and how to get the paperwork ready for it and how to do this and who to reach out to. Maybe I'll have, some people on here that, maybe further down the road in this channel, I'll get to interview, say, a relocation specialist or some realtors or, some other people that are well-versed in moving to Spain so that I can continue to provide the correct information, because that matters to me. I want to provide the correct information to you guys, not just, willy-nilly pulling stuff out of the hat and saying, yeah, you can do this and you can do this and you can do this. And hopefully along the way, I'll help those people, get some more people to use their services. But the main reason I did this video is why Spain? Why not Italy? Why not Greece? Why not Albania? Why not Central South America? Why not Southeast Asia? And the simplest answer I can give is, I don't know. I am just drawn to Spain. So every time I was researching, and I'm talking in-depth research into these countries and what it would be like to live there, every country that I researched, I kept going, I'm thinking Spain. I'm thinking Spain. Every time I get all this research done, and it seems like now a waste of time because, Spain was one of the original 4 or 5 that I started looking into. But it's the weirdest thing for a guy my age to just be like, I really, really feel I should spend my golden years on the Costa del Sol in Spain. So that's what I'm going to do. And you guys can subscribe so you can keep up with the journey. Like I said, there's going to be more than just Spain Impossible on here, or Spain Impossible is about more than just moving to Spain. So there's some other information here that you can pick up from my other videos. Maybe you've got, 20 pounds to lose and you want to hear my ideas on it. Maybe you don't have debt, but you're wondering, hey, how much does it really cost? How much should I have in the bank? How much should I, should I break some of my investments off in order to do this? So that's all the kind of information that I'm going to provide here. And I really, really think that it's going to be a hell of a journey. And I am so happy to have as many of you as would like to join me on this journey. And maybe we'll become friends and maybe even neighbors on the Costa del Sol in Spain. Till next time, guys, like I said, comment, subscribe, like, smash the old thumbs up there, and I will see you guys next time on the next episode of Spain Impossible.